We'll call the meeting into order for this March 15th, 2022 Purchasing Committee meeting. Madam Clerk, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Gammon?
Here.
Commissioner Gooch?
Here.
Commissioner McAdoo?
Here.
Commissioner Key?
Here.
Commissioner Buchanan?
Here.
Mayor Ketchum.
And here. All right. New bids today. We have the Inmate Healthcare Services, Sheriff's Office, Juvenile Detention, and, I'm sorry? Approved minutes. Thank you, Commissioner Cook. Has anybody read the minutes?
I did.
All right. Either one, I want to make the
I
motion.
guess you want a motion.
Yes, sir.
Motion to approve the minutes that I read.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the last
I did.
meeting. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Now we're on to new bids. Inmate Healthcare Services, Sheriff's Office, Juvenile Detention, and Bucks County Corrections. We mailed out 4 invitations, and we have one sealed bid that we received. There, everybody gets a big copy. Steve, come on up. Sheriff, you want to come up? Anybody else want to come up? And you get a copy.
Original around here somewhere.
Okay.
Somebody get the original?
Here's the original right there.
Okay, I need the original back then. I'll swap
Sorry,
with you.
Bill.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I'll share yours,
You
Steve.
had that one, thank
All right, thank you.
you. One more share.
Y'all good?
I got
Okay.
Y'all good?
Okay, and our first one is from Rudd Medical, the one and only is from Rudd Medical Services. We'll go to tab pricing. Dr. Rudd, you want to come up and have a seat? Sure. We may want to ask you a few questions. I remember you see year 1 on-site cost, year 2 on-site cost, year 3, 4, and 5. And then we have a catastrophic off-site limit of 1.4 million. So,
The offsite's basically been stable for the last, I guess, 8 or 9 years. We've kept it at that because we've been able to kind of work around that and stay within that budget. The onsite is basically all our medications, our employees, all the expenses that we do to take care of inside the jail.
so the pricing structure of the proposal, you'll see in the first paragraph there, based on an average daily census of 800 inmates and an average of 550 of employees at the facility. So you see the first year cost of $5,521,295. So there's I would assume there's a escalating clause,
It's 3%.
3%.
Yeah.
Okay, members, you have, or explain to me, this is Correctional Work Center, all right, okay.
Should say on the front of it. Here.
Are all of them in one binder? Or are these separate?
No, they were all in one binder. It should say in the file folders there.
What are you looking for? Corrections?
So Dan, is the first one, help us navigate through this, so,
Several
The
pricing
initials
pages.
so the first one is on,
Yeah, see This page 39 is the jail.
Is the jail, okay, so that's 5,521,295 is on the jail.
And then the workhouse
Is-
pricing is on page,
So that is, that's based on 200 inmates. First year cost is
well, that's the workhouse.
a workhouse, right? Okay, so that's 559,923.
Right.
And then,
The juvenile center is the next tab down.
okay,
It's,
and that is 180,846. That's based on census up to 60 inmates. Lynn, how many inmates we been averaging?
Right now, we're around 15 to 18.
Okay. What's been your daily census for the last 12 months?
Average. I just recently did it for the last 6 months, which were the numbers I just gave, so I'd say maybe 20. I suspect that he did up to 60 because we have 64 beds.
Okay. Do you think we'll ever get up to 60? You don't?
No, sir.
Are we still taking White County and other counties in?
We are.
Do we have more counties bringing theirs here than what we're placing here from Rutherford County?
It's about even right now.
Okay, so 6 and 6, or 9 and 9,
Mm-hmm.
9 local. So would that adjust your numbers if we came down on the numbers?
it's really employee based. It's not based on,
On,
because we don't take care of them when they go out. They go to see their pediatricians.
I
And
got
so
you.
we don't include any costs, and we never have any costs for offsite for
Okay,
the juvenile. So it's really just employee driven.
sure. All right, back to Steve, you have any concerns or questions?
The sheriff's office would like to have it, take it under advisement to go through it and make sure everything's in
Okay.
order before we ask y'all to approve it.
Bill, same? Are you
I will take it under advisement, but I'll go ahead and tell you, Mayor, there's no competition.
Well, that's obvious. He's a-
I mean, no, I mean, even,
You're talking about
even
the service.
across,
I get you.
across the board.
Yes,
I mean,
sir. Well,
I've been working inside jails and prisons for nearly 30 years. There's no competition. There really is not. So, I mean, yes, we'll definitely take a look at it, but I mean, the service that we get for what the county pays, nobody else can do it. I've had other companies tell me there's no way that we can do that. So,
I know Dr. Rhodes done an excellent job.
he already knows.
Dr. Ruffin,
He knows.
Chairman,
Yes.
so with me as a new guy, educate me, is it the same support services for each entity, pretty much?
Well, we cross-train,
Okay,
but we have a dedicated staff at the workhouse that also will, and then we have part-time RNs that take care of the juvenile center.
Okay.
But we've got a lot of cross-training because since we do all three facilities, it covers us if for vacations or employees have surgeries or different things.
and it's the medical, dental, psychiatric, and just other support services?
Right, and all the hospital bills, all the medications.
Right, okay.
If it has to do with medical, we do it, and in our offsite, I'm very proud of how we've contained costs.
Yeah,
Because we have stayed at the 1.4 million, and under that really, and the way we do it, structured is at the end of the year, whatever's left of that 1.4 million, we split with the county. So we try to, but we can have one bill that comes back and it's 500,000. I mean, that's what we've seen over time. We'll have a lot of bills that are, 20, 30, 40,000, but then you have a big one.
yeah.
And that's the one that really we focus on ways to case manage that.
And a lot goes into that as far as managing and making sure that we don't have to send certain people. I mean, because we don't have medical services 24 hours a day at the work center. So there's times when Dr. Rudd will suggest that a patient, instead of going to the emergency room and costing us, what is it, Doc, right off the bat?
5 to 10,000.
$5,000 to $10,000. Instead of doing that, send them over to the jail, let them be seen overnight, bring them back the next morning.
So that's a potentially highly abused system without good.
Well, really, it's because of the way the workhouse and the jail are managed now that we are able to do that, because we haven't been always able to do that.
I see.
And now I've got 24-hour nursing coverage, and I'm on call all the time. I'm the doctor on call. And so if I think it's something that we can manage at the jail, then the way we do it is we bring them over there and we take care of them through the night, and usually we can manage them because they may require an IV or they may require extra medication. And at the work center, when you have officers there at night, they really can't assess somebody medically.
And it may be manipulation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What, and here we would be spending $5,000-$15,000 on someone who's manipulated the system just to
They'd
be
be
able to
happy
go
to
to the ER.
manipulate it, sure.
Yeah.
So,
That's good.
those are always calls that Doc makes, and I mean, we've been doing that for years now, and I mean, it works perfectly.
Okay, thank you.
I'll share, since I've been here, a case, Dan, you'll remember, it involved both the jail and the workhouse, but we had that inmate that had a medical condition, ended up going to Centennial, I believe, and was there for months. And the bill was astronomical because they kept the patient there. And Dr. Rudd was able to go in and meet with the folks at Centennial, the higher-ups, if you will, and was able to negotiate down on behalf of the citizens of Rutherford County, and was able to get.
We had a discounted rate anyway, but that was over $1 million, and we got it down under 500.
Yeah.
And that person went out to community care for
Yes.
a while too.
Yeah,
That's
we
right.
took him out of community
Yeah,
care for.
he had a
for
very
period of time.
unusual type of meningitis. Yeah.
So,
Thanks for working.
yeah, that saved us a ton of money, so it was,
That we'd still be paying for.
oh, yeah, yeah. Exactly, and he worked with the family, and, we were able to identify who the family was and work with them as well.
It's one of the big things that I'm able to do is really do the case management, because I know the inmates and I know most of the hospital administrators, and it's working with them and then working with developing a plan to get them out of the hospital, because the way things are set up now, we have to use the hospitalists at any hospital we go to. And so I am in contact with them every day, and we get people out as quick as they can get out. But we're able to do IV treatments and all kinds of different fluids, antibiotics. I can, if we don't ever send anybody back to have things like simple cast removal, I can cut those
I
off,
see.
take care of that.
Yeah.
We take care of a lot of, right now we've got 3 pregnant women in, but a lot of times we'll have up to 6 or 8. That's not unusual. And we manage those and make sure everything's set up. I try to just be very hands-on with everybody so that I know what's going on, and I've got a great staff. I've got, I don't know if you know Ken Tucker, but he's my HSA, my health services administrator. I've worked with him now there at the jail for about 16 years, and and we've got great nurses. It's been a challenge in the COVID time period to maintain staffing, but we've done it, and that's really what I see as far as the challenges to look forward to in the next period of time is just maintain staffing, because we've got to have quality people, and we're always recruiting. So if anybody knows a nurse, and so, but that's.
Sure.
And the reason we won't take this under advisement is not Dr. Rudd. We're thoroughly pleased with the healthcare service that we get. In fact, we talk about gold standard. We've got people coming from other agencies coming in to look at the medical staff and what we provide. So I think that speaks well for what we're doing. The reason we want to take it under advisement is to make sure this is a voluminous contract, and we just want to make sure that we covered all the bases and compare what we did versus the contract, so before we award something. So it has nothing to do with Dr. Rudd. It's strictly for us to make sure what we got.
when I went to tour each place, clean, nice, I was real impressed. I would go there. That's how clean and nice it was. They kept everything, and they had order, and I loved that. So,
Well, in the medical profession, you need that order,
yeah, exactly.
especially in the pharmacy section.
Thank you. Well, and when we went for our accreditation with the American Correctional Association up in Minneapolis, one of the things that the ACA pointed out was our health care. So, I mean, Dr. Rudd's medical services are not only, known on a statewide, but we're talking about a national at this point. So, that's one thing that they really congratulated us on. And Doc, you were there with us, and we all sat down and,
Well, I appreciate that, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we're just blessed to have this here. Many counties of colleagues of mine in other parts of the state that you talk with, they don't have anything like this, and they end up paying exorbitant amount of taxpayer dollars because they take them to the emergency room. And some of them don't even have hospitals in their county, so they have to transport them to another county where there is a hospital. So we're just blessed to have it all right here in-house.
To be that good, we should be able to recoup some costs for training for the departments, right? Always thinking.
Always thinking, that's right.
He has a good nurse practitioner too.
Okay.
Miss Keisha?
What- yeah. What's the relevant committee?
I'll move that we take it under advisement.
A second.
Have a motion and a second to take a proposal from Rudd Medical under advisement, which will mean that this will give those who are interested, the parties interested, to review your proposal, and we'll come back. Next meeting is April 19th, so we'll come back with recommendation at that point. We thank you. Okay, all right, if you would, please call the roll.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Gammon?
Yes.
Commissioner Gooch?
Yes.
Commissioner McAdoo?
Yes.
Commissioner Key?
Yes.
Commissioner Buchanan?
Yes.
Mayor Ketchum?
Aye.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Next we have, let's see, delivered coffee service.
This one is Webb's.
First bid we have is from Webb's Coffee Service. They are located here in Murfreesboro. Webb's Refreshments, I believe. Located on 149 Middle Tennessee Christian School Drive.
You can.
Okay, looks like they have the Iran Investment Act, got the TCA, non-discrimination, Title VI assurance, and requested tax ID. Okay. Members, you see the pricing guaranteed through May 31st of 2023. Says they, due to unstable market conditions, cannot guarantee pricing past that date, which will be a year from this coming May. Any changes would be with a 30-day written notice.
You could just use your finger instead of $3.95 on stir sticks.
As you can see, well, y'all have copies of them?
There's one there and we have one here.
Okay. You can see it's a little more complicated to do it. That's the only.
We have 3 bids.
We have 3 bids. We have 5 mailed invitation with 3 bids received. Okay. I would say say that this is gonna get a little more complicated with 3 bids that have been turned in.
Yeah.
Take it under advisement.
Take it under advisement.
Yes.
Better break
So,
it down.
I'm sorry,
We'll take it under advisement.
okay.
Does
motion-
Webb has it, does Webb have it now?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. So we'll take this, we'll take, the move is to take this under advisement. Okay?
This next one is from, Primo Water.
You wanna vote on this?
Pardon me?
Do we need to vote on this?
I think
We
we'll
have
do
to open them up all first and then
Okay,
we'll.
all 3 of them
Okay.
at one time.
Here's another.
The second one is from,
Primo Water.
this is, DS Services of America, DBA Primo Water of North America. They're out of Atlanta, Georgia. And you see the same. All that's gonna have to be compared. Cause everybody's different on the number of units in a case. I think, they have 40, this one's got 30, based on whatever you're purchasing, and the prices are different. That's a non-discrimination, compliance survey, Title VI, ID. What's in order?
This last one is from Aramark.
All right, the last one is from Aramark. Aramark Refreshments is 1922 Old Murfreesboro Pike, Suite 155, Nashville, Tennessee. I didn't see on the last one, I ran the last one out. Let's go back to the ran the last one. TCA. Non-discrimination. Monitoring form compliance, Title VI, tax ID. Oh, it's in there. Okay, I missed it, sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, we have 3 bids before us. The motion would be,
Take it
before us,
under advisement.
take all 3
I'll
under
take all 3 under
under
advisement.
advisement and report back at the April 19th meeting.
Second.
Got a second?
Questions,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Chairman? So the bid was for 1 year, is it? Or was it a certain amount of time?
Well,
It's
Only
a
one.
1 year with automatic renewal. It can automatically renew for up to 3 years.
Okay, all right, so only one stated that they could give a price for 1 year. Okay.
When we send bids out, like, do we just send it out information like, we just need a bid? Do we give any instructions of how you said one bid 30 and one bid 40? So they didn't bid apples to apples, how do we?
They got pretty close, but like, it was the units per case and price per, and each of them was
Oh,
just like, there's
okay.
30 in a case, there's 42,
Yeah,
here's 40.
It's hard based on who they purchased from.
They filled in the right blanks.
Yeah.
It's just with generic information. It could take a while to go through it.
You have to look in your crystal ball.
We just do a spreadsheet
Yes, sir.
and put it down to,
Yeah, Laura, I put a spreadsheet together and,
Oh, fun.
yeah,
What I do.
she'll be occupied for a while. Reminds me of the 6th grade, putting spreadsheets on.
And I know this is a silly question too.
Yes.
But, or you already think it is too. They do have to send every vendor like this. I know in the past, being commissioner, that contractors have to carry workman's comp and general liability. Do we make sure that we should they, because that will go into our buildings and so forth, so.
That's probably, are we doing that now? Requiring?
Requiring that they have insurance
Yeah.
when they enter our building.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think that, some of the buildings sure that they,
Well, I'm sure all of them do, but it's probably not a bad idea from a risk management standpoint. We talked to Mr. Elam, because I do know that folks who go to Nissan, they require before they come in.
And the
go
goal, you can't
defending-
go on a property without
Yeah, they
workers'
gotta have,
comp general liability.
they gotta have 1 million, 3 million or something like that, liability, even allowed on premises inside the plant, because if they were to trip and fall, they don't wanna get sued, and they wanna make sure that there's a buffer there,
Yeah.
you know.
And then that'd make it apples too, cause you may have one here, his price is gonna be up, cause he has to carry workman's comp, this other one may not be carrying it.
Well, that's a good point.
one of the guys is here, I don't.
Yes, sir.
Do you wanna see?
And you carry,
what they have?
I would
Yeah, I
assume
mean, what we do is we send, a message to our insurance company and then they forward y'all a document.
certificate,
Right,
certificate of
certificates.
insurance.
Yeah.
Showing
As
that.
additional insured.
That's easy, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure all,
And I can't imagine that we carry it
yeah.
and Airmark, that's a national company,
Yeah.
doesn't carry it.
Yeah, you'd think they would, I just
Yeah,
won't.
but that's a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, we get that all.
Okay.
Just depends on the business.
Other questions? We have one vendor here. Any questions for them? All right, seeing none, the motion is that we take these under advisement and bring them back for recommendation before you on April 19th at our next meeting.
Excuse me, that might be something that would be
Yes,
hard
sir.
to ask for in a bid, because
Uh-huh.
the insurance company has to send it to you directly as opposed to us giving it to you. So
Yeah.
that may be, once it's awarded, that might be.
Yeah, well, we'll say once it's awarded, then we'll send that out as a criteria that, you're gonna be awarded the bid if you're the one chosen, subject to receiving certificate of insurance to go onto the premises. Okay?
Mr. Chairman, who is our guest?
Adam Ward.
With Webb?
Professionals.
Okay, very good. So locally, all right.
And you brought some samples with you.
Yeah, I was gonna be.
Wasn't sure how that had been
No, no, no.
perceived.
They're already outside.
That was a joke.
There's some samples in the break.
And they've been in there a year.
Be happy to, but
I was just gonna be impressed if you came from Atlanta. No, I'm kidding. Good to meet you, Adam.
nice to meet you.
Okay, any further questions? Seeing none, call roll now.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Gammon?
Yes.
Commissioner Gooch?
Yes.
Commissioner McAdoo?
Yes.
Commissioner Key?
Yes.
Commissioner Buchanan?
Yes.
Mayor Ketchum?
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. All right, next, members, the last thing today is to approve the PC, the patrol car. Now, this is, come on up, Steve. If many of you remember Robotronics as the company, they do safety education products. They maintain the following exclusive license from McGruff, the Crime Dog, and Scruff, the license by the National Crime Prevention, Sparky the Fire Plug Dog, Robot, Smokey the Bear, Woodsy Owl, Eddie the Eagle by the National Wildlife Association, Darren the Dare Lion by Dare America, Robotronics does Barney the School Bus, Andy the Ambulance, Bobby the Boat, Toby the Transit,
Got the whole
Police
alphabet.
Car, Casey the Cruiser,
You don't have my
Kirby,
cat on there.
and Recycling Robot Brothers. So, Sheriff and Steve want to make a presentation to buy a PC, the patrol car.
Yes, the SROs have had a car in the past and it's got where it's unrepairable, so they're wanting to buy a new one. This is a picture of when it's a hard plastic. It's a modified voice. We use it for the elementary schools to communicate with the kids with school safety, home safety, and so forth. And Robotronics is the only one that makes it. We've done research. They sent us a sole source letter, and we're asking y'all if y'all will approve us to
It is a
purchase on
sole
that.
source contract, because nobody else makes it.
$10,000 and $264.
Are they still in China, or,
I think they're here in the state. We understand.
I didn't know.
Yes. But it's very valuable when we're working with elementary kids
Sure.
in schools.
What's an example of how it would work? Does it talks back to them, or it's a
Yes,
pre-recorded?
it's remote,
Okay.
and the SROs can put different programs, voices going down through there. If it's like today, if they're going to talk about bullying, they can go to the hallway and go in the classroom and communicate with the kids.
So it moves, it kind of drives
Yes,
it.
and the SROs can
Well, that's
control it.
interesting.
It's kind of cool.
It's a valuable piece of equipment for them.
Oh, yeah. You could go to new generations voice.
I assume it's in your budget and everything.
Oh, yes, they have the money, but the SRO's been doing good on saving up their money in their budget to purchase it.
They just transferred it to school.
Yes, yes, sir.
What do you think the life of that one will be?
Can't tell, but they do have a lot of parts where they can repair it, and the one we just retired is about 20 years old.
Does the kids ride it and play
No,
it
no,
and
no,
punch
no,
it?
no,
Kick it.
We put up our caution tape.
So the cost of the car is $9,889. The voice modifier is $327. And we get a discount of
Two for
$327.
the 3 foot.
So it's basically with shipping of $375. The total cost is $10,264. The sheriff has it in his budget.
Motion to approve.
Second it.
Have a motion and a second to approve. Third.
With a demonstration.
Third.
Invite us to the first demonstration. That'd be neat to see.
Any further questions? Seeing or hearing none, call the roll, Madam Clerk.
I have a question. Are we
Yes.
approving the purchase or approving the sole source letter? How do you want that
Both.
worded? Both.
Yeah. Approving the purchase on a sole source letter.
Okay, just want to get that straight.
All right.
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Gammon?
Yes.
Commissioner Gooch?
Yes.
Commissioner McAdoo?
Yes.
Commissioner Key?
Yes.
Commissioner Buchanan?
Yes.
Chairman Ketchum?
Aye. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Sheriff.
Good evening.
All right. Y'all have a good evening.
Everybody to sign.
You need these back.
Okay.
Yes, and if y'all don't want those binders, Steve, do you want to take these extra ones?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Yes, you may have them.
We'll be doing a juggling act, but no.
Immediately bigger.
I'll be in there in the box.
I'm sorry.
I'm telling. Oh, we adjourned.
I will bring them back to you when I see
That's fine.
Well, I won't need them.
Okay.
Everybody got a sign.
Can't read anything inside.
Y'all have a good evening.
All right, members, after you sign the document, that'll be, give back to Laura. Next meeting will be April 19th. Any other business to come before this purchasing committee? All right. Commissioner Gooch,
Nothing.
Your Honor. You want to say it?
Motion to adjourn.
There you
Oh,
go.
I'm sorry.
There you go, Monica.
You've been trumped.
I got a second. All in favor, say aye.
Second eye.